Trading with price action. Okay, let's talk about it. The first thing I need to do is I need to make sure I understand the market structure I'm looking at and the market structure I'm going to be trading. If I don't understand it, I cannot properly identify where the market is heading. And notice this is the market structure that I would be looking today before the stock market opened. And what is the structure? Well, I can see that we have uptrend working, we have a break, and we have attempt to create new extreme. And now we can see we have larger two-legged pullback. On following the trend line rule, we have a break and a new extreme. So according to price action rules, uptrend played out. And right now we have strong push below EMA and the market keeps trending lower. So there is no strong uptrend or downtrend in this market structure, which means I'm going to treat this as a trend range. So I'm going to identify my high of the day, the resistance, and my low of the day, the support. Now at first I had my support a little bit higher like this. And notice what we have. This is where the market closed the last session. And this is where the market opened today's session. And you can see there is a little gap between the bars. A lot of times prices like to see this gap filled. So if I'm watching this sometimes can act as a target for prices to go. If I'm going to combine it with the overall market structure, the fact that we are in trend range and we're pushing lower, I not only expect for market to reach the bottom of the trend range, but I also expect for market to fill this support, fill this gap. Okay, so I've downtrend working lower with the break in new extreme, and I can see that the market keeps working lower strongly and strongly. Okay, so now that I'm watching this, what is this structure? Do I have a break new extreme or do I expect reversal? No, when I'm watching this, since this move down was way too strong and we have another push down here, this move down compared to this first leg, this leg is much larger. And remember, in trend ranges, you're going to go from top to the bottom and we're most likely going to fill this gap right here. So I'm expecting for market to have stronger bearish momentum, and for this reason I'm going to widen my downtrend like this because I don't expect reversal in the middle of trend range. I expect for market to reach the low of the day support. Okay, so we can see that the market keeps working lower. I'm going to redraw the channels because I'm following the trend line rule, not only for the main patterns but also for the short-term corrections. And notice we have a form of a two-legged pullback. That's a high probability setup. Market likes to move in pairs of twos. And if I want to sell because trend is down, I need to find the proper place to enter, which I already identified the key entry point. And that's the whole point where my job is to identify the direction where the key entry point is. So I have two key entry points here. I have the EMA, I have the trend line. Do I have a high probability setup? I do. I have first leg up, pullback, second leg up. So I have first leg, pullback, second leg. And just like here, two-legged pullback under the right context is going to be considered high probability setup. Can we get a bearish bar? We can't. Notice this bar is way too big, it's too late, and scalp was already made. So there is no entry for us to safely enter. It was just great context-wise price action setup. Two key entry point held and market kept pushing lower. Can I enter here? I cannot. Just the first entry far away from EMA. You can see market keeps working. Okay, we have a first break of this main channel. And we have a strong push above EMA. Now that doesn't mean I'm expecting reversal. Remember, according to trendline rule and price action, this downtrend still needs to get new extreme. So my goal is just to let this correction play out and look for short opportunities again. So at this point on, what I'm thinking is just, I want to see a break new high and I want to see push below EMA. I want to take high probability short setup. Okay, we can see that we have new low because micro double bottom resets the count. So at first I'll be counting from this low, first entry short, but we have equal matching low, so I'm going to reset the count. Bars are working higher and I'm counting for breaks below these bars, and this is the first bar we broke below in this sequence up. So this is first attempt to sell, pull back after we broke above this bar, and the second attempt to sell is triggering right here. Now, we also have a triple test right here. And this is a second entry short. Now, when I was watching this, I was a little bit unsure because take a look how strong this bullish correction is. We pushed above EMA strongly. We didn't really create new high. The triple test here is coming into play. So this is decent high probability setup. A little bit aggressive because we don't have new high. Personally, I was waiting here because I was a little bit afraid of this strong bullish correction. But combined with the triple test and such a nice bearish bar, you can take a risk here. Prices keep pushing below EMA, which is confirming the bearish bias. And I'm just reading the price action because we have clear downtrend that is confirmed. We have a break close outside and we expect new extreme according to price action. We don't need any indicators no MACD, stochastic, RSI, no supply and demand zones, none of this stuff. All I'm doing is just reading the price action as it's unfolding in front of me and just following the price action rules. Okay, and we have new high, first entry long, pullback, second entry long, failure. Now the reason why I'm counting for longs from this high, because this was the highest high in this correction, is not because I want to go long, the trend is down, but I'm counting for two-legged pullbacks to sell, but I'm counting for two-legged pullbacks to go long. There's going to be a trap because bulls are going to get trapped on the wrong side of the market while the downtrend needs to get new extreme, and the signal bar is great, and this is a high probability setup. Now once I see this strong push down, what I have to do, I need to suppress my urge to listen to my common sense, because my common sense is telling me, take a look at this downtrend, how we've been trading lower the entire time. We need to keep selling. No, I have a clear break, clear close outside, new extreme, and we are below the support, below the key level. So I need to respect the new low, and I cannot redraw why the channel just yet. This wasn't a strong downtrend to start the day with. This was a trading range-like structure. So once I'm watching this, all I expect is a bullish correction. That doesn't mean I'm going to start buying. Why I'm not buying? Because this move was too steep and too strong down. I don't want to, it's very hard for me to time it perfectly, and I don't want to put the pressure on me. So I'm just watching market go, and you can see what's happening here. Okay, we're going sideways. I'm not really thinking about saying, and notice what is happening here. Can you see the difference in the structure? We have strong push down. Now we have depletion of the bearish momentum, because all the bears already were selling at these highs and they're taking profits right here. And here we just have a bunch of late sellers. You can see we're no longer creating series of lower highs, low lows, but we're starting to go sideways. That's because buyers are starting to buy here. Downtrend has a break new extreme, so there's no more reason to sell. So once I'm watching this, I have new low, I have first entry short, push above EMA, second entry short, failure. This is where I expect for this second entry short to be a trap, because context wise, despite the fact that we've been trading lower, we're not bothered by this because we're using the price action rules to help us decipher what's going on here. And even though this is a two-legged pullback, new low, first entry short, second entry short here, I'm not interested in selling here because the context is wrong. Break new low, depletion, and this right here is going to be a nice bearish trap, and this is a failed second entry short. So it seems a little bit early to go long here because we've been working lower for quite a long time, but this is exactly the kind of structure the market is doing here. If this was a strong downtrend, I would not be buying here, only because we have a trend range structure to start the day with, and we can see the depletion pattern, and market keeps pushing to the upside. And by the way, here I have example prepared from a chart lesson a little over a year ago, a similar chart, and you can see the structure is almost identical. And funny enough, when I was taking the failed second entry short, I remember this pattern here. You can see we started with the trend range move up, then we have moved down, close outside, and we have new extreme. And you can see the same pattern is happening. Below the low of the day support, there is a depletion where you can see sideways correction, and there's a failed second entry short. Everybody who's going to go short here on a second entry short is going to get trapped because it's too late and we cannot extend the downtrend just yet. After that, we have a strong push EMA, and we even have better high low at that point. But you can see exact same pattern in price action because the price action reflects a human psychology. It doesn't really change. Okay, so we can see market is working higher. Okay, what do I have? Overshoot. An overshoot can lead to a break of a trend line or possible reversal. We are quite far away from EMA. I'm just letting correction go. I'm not selling, I'm not buying. If I want to buy, I need to see key entry point holding. But what is my bias? My bias is bullish now. We're breaking the channel, so I expect new extreme. All right. So once I see this and I have first leg down, pull back, second leg down, I'm leaning more towards getting some high probability setup here at the EMA because this channel just needs to get new extreme. This was quite a substantial push up. I don't know what's going to happen. This is just what I'm expecting, just following the price action. And we can see already we're pushing below EMA and we don't have no good setup to fade the breakout. If the EMA held, we could have been buying the breakout as a failed breakout out of the congestion with the direction of the trend. That's not happening, however. We can see strong push below EMA, prices are struggling to push above EMA, and now we have even lower high. Can I take this lower high? Well, not really. There's no reason for me right now to predict we're going to go lower. Yes, we have overshoot, so that is helping us to make a case for bearish bias, but buyers still want to see new high for this uptrend. So it is a little bit early to sell. I'm just going to be patient. You can see market kept pushing lower. Okay, so at this point on, I need to adapt. I need to decide, okay, no more new high because we retraced too much down and we pushed too far lower. So we have a brand new bearish downtrend. So I'm going to redraw the channel. We have new low. And notice we have first entry short, pullback, second entry short. We have a break new extreme of the uptrend and another two-legged pullback. So hopefully you can see the market likes to move in pairs of twos. Right now, the bias is down. So we're counting for two-legged pullback to sell as a high priority setup. I'm not interested in selling a bunch of first entries or content trading. I'm just following the price action, waiting for two-legged pullback. This setup was almost great to be taken, but notice it's still closed in the middle of this congestion. Had it closed as a fell breakout above this congestion near EMA, this would be an absolutely beautiful setup because this downtrend is new low. But because it formed still closing inside of this congestion, you know, these congestions can be a little bit tricky. Very tempting setup, clear break new high, clear two-legged pullback. But unfortunately, you know, it is an aggressive setup. You can definitely take a chance here because trading is about taking a chance. It's about identifying your edge. You're taking a little bit more chance taking a congested setup like that. And you can see price action kept working lower. Now, can I buy here? I cannot. Notice what happened. I'm just going to zoom back. Take a look at the structure. At this point on, something is different. The downtrend has a break new low. We have a bullish push. Instead of us pushing back into trend range, we didn't even make it to the middle of the trend range. Notice, not even middle is being filled, and we're pushing all the way down. So this is telling me that the bearish momentum is getting stronger. And once again, I'm just relying on the price action. So we have bearish momentum right now stronger. We didn't even make it to the trend range. At this point on, I'm just playing short-term channels. But as I see this massive push down, we are way too strong for the bears. And this is where I'm going to predict possible wider downtrend like this. It fits off the highs here. And this even explains why this lower high worked. There was no attempt for a new high. So I'm asking myself these questions. Why there is no attempt for a new high? There has to be a reason for this lower high working. Normally this lower high wouldn't work just under such a strong bullish pressure. Well, that's because the bigger pattern form, it's very hard for me to predict it right at this point. But after I see this massive push face down, this is where I can, okay, reassess again and say, okay, this lower high worked because this bigger pattern is coming into play. And now we have massive push face working lower. So at this point on, the bias and the trend is bearish. So I'm looking for two-legged pullbacks to sell just like I did here. I'm redrawing the channels. Notice, respecting the bullish momentum. We have a break, new high, first leg up, pullback, second leg. Can I take this setup? We have actually a new low, first entry short, second entry short, but uptrend still in play and horrible signal bar. I cannot sell. We don't even have double trap. Why this is not double trap? Because it closed above EMA. For us to count this as a double trap, it needs to close below. So it is a doji above, not interested. Okay, now we have a big bearish bar. So I have visual two-legged pullback. So what do I expect? I expect confirmation setup with the bearish momentum, lower high. A lower high near the EMA would confirm the two-legged pullback, bearish bias. But I have big bullish bar and I have this bar above EMA and EMA is getting a little bit flat. Had this bar closed below EMA, I would have liked considering lower high. Since you have big bullish bar closing above EMA with this bar, something is changing, but you can see eventually market push lower. Then you have new high, first entry long, second entry long failure. But it is an inside bar of this horrible bull bar. Once again, EMA a little bit flat. It ended up working. You can see, once again, at least high priority setups, context-wise, they work, but no real way for us to enter. At this point on, it's pretty clear that the bias is bearish. Okay, I'm redrawing the channel. We have a break. Clear new extreme, so I'm gonna redraw new high here. We have new high here, break new high, strong push below EMA, the exact same scenario like here. What am I expecting? A lower high, and notice, oops. Let me just do this. And now we have lower high, and also we have new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. So everybody's gonna go long after uptrend played out. Below EMA is gonna get trapped, and this is a great high probability setup. Is also breakout pullback of this congestion. We broke lower, came back, tested it, decent signal bar, very small risk. And it ended up failing. But it can happen. I'm following the rules. I'm not going to be mad about it or frustrated. It's just part of trading. High probability setups sometimes fail. Now we can see that we're pushing higher and EMA keeps holding. Now can I sell? No. Because after this lower high didn't push lower, something has changed. EMA keeps holding, the bullish correction is a little bit stronger, so you can see we have a kind of like a spike and consolidation. So I'm going to try to predict possible spike and a channel pattern. Actually, I had my spike and a channel wider like this, but now that I'm looking at it, because I drew it a little bit late, I actually took this trade myself, so I got stopped here. And I had my spike and a channel like this, which a lot of times, if the main channel is down, spike and a channel may not get new extreme, so that's okay. But now that I'm looking at it closely, we have actually micro spike and a channel here. Spike, channel, break new high. We have a new high. And notice we're confirming the main key entry point. So this is exactly there all the smart traders are selling. And this is where I'm interested, again, thinking about selling. Because the bias is clearly bearish, uptrend played out, and this is the key entry point where the correction phase will end and the push phase will begin again. So if I'm going to sell, I need to see failed second entry long below EMA bullish trap, new high, highest high, I'm going to reset the count, break above this bar indicating first entry long failed. Can we get a failed second entry long? We cannot. There is no failed second entry long, horrible bar, can't take it. Okay, notice what's happening here. EMA is suddenly flattening and we have push up, push down, push up, push down. So I can see that this correction phase is taking a little bit longer and it's looking different than this. This correction phase was pure uptrend, but this correction phase is looking a little bit different. It's looking like a trend line. So what I'm going to do, because we have a sideways structure now, I'm going to reanalyze the trend range. I get the most confirmation here, and this is nicely fitting trend range. So am I interested in buying low? I'm not. I'm only interested in selling high at this key entry point or possibly at this key entry point, which is the resistance, because we are right now in a trend range in a bearish bias. We have uptrend working higher, we have a break, new extreme, and we have second entry short. We have new low, first entry short, pull back, second entry short, and we have first leg up, pull back, second leg up. So two leg up, pull back, bullish trend played out, and you're right at the resistance. And this main downtrend needs to get new extreme. So this is a great high probability setup, great signal bar. Lower high is horrible, doji above EMA, can't take it. And the failed second entry long is too big already, so unfortunately no way for us to enter. And now we have another lower high. I don't really like taking this lower high because we already have two legs down and we are exactly in the middle of this trend range and EMA is completely flat. You know, it's too tight. You're exactly in the middle of no man's land. You have two legs down with the break new low. So chances for higher or longer corrections definitely are presented by the market. The signal bar is tempting, but given the context, you really want to be thinking about selling high, not really in the middle of the move like this while we have two legs down. We have repeat pattern of this, new low, first entry short, second entry short, but this time horrible signal bar, we can't enter. I'm not concentrating, I'm not thinking about buying, and we're pushing lower and we're pushing lower strong. Wow, okay, we're pushing lower quite strongly. So at this point, something is different because this move down is too strong and downtrend is too strong. At this point on, I took a look at 10,000 tick chart and the downtrend was still in play. And since this structure is too bearish, I'm going to look for slightly wider pattern. There ended up being pattern like this, I believe. Something like this, where it got confirmed here. So it's no problem expanding it a little bit. When you can see that the momentum is still strong. This is not how break and new low is supposed to act. This is basically equal strong push phase as we had all the way down. So something is strong here, and 10,000 tick chart has a very nicely confirmed channel. So this is my wider channel at this point on without a break. And you can see there is no safe setup for us to sell. Everything is far away from EMA, no good second entry, nothing. Just market completely V-shaped, sold off lower. Okay, we have a new low, first entry short, pull back, and we have another second entry short. Uptrend has a break, attempt to create new high, EMA keeps holding here, and EMA keeps holding here. Decent signal bar, however, once again, a little bit stacked here. Inside bar of this bar, you have a clear break new high and EMA keeps holding. Given the fact that this downtrend was so strong, you know, aggressive trader can take a setup here because this uptrend has a break new high and prices are struggling to break the EMA. And this is such a nice signal bar closing on its low. There's definitely a chance for prices pushing lower. So definitely a decent setup. We would expect lower high, but we don't get it. We have lower high too low. Okay, and now we're starting to have overshoot. New low, first entry short, second entry short, but too low. No great setup. And you have massive push up. I would expect something like lower high below EMA and nothing is happening. And you have another overshoot. Okay. Every single trend has its push phase and correction phase. And you can see, let's talk about this. We have push phase down, we have correction phase, and we have another push phase. So this is all you need to do. You need just pure price action, okay? Push phase down, followed by a correction phase, another push phase down, followed by a correction phase. At the key entry point is going to end, and another push phase down. And this is important. Why it's so important to recognize push phase and correction phase like this? Well, first of all, notice you already made it from the trend line to the trend channel line, and you have depletion of push phase, depletion of push phase, and another depletion of push phase. And you have overshoot again. So at this point on, you know that the push phase has depleted. You have overshoot break of the trend channel line. So what do you expect? You expect another brand new correction phase start. Just as it happened here, there is a high chance that the market will form a brand new correction phase. And sometimes traders, especially beginner traders, they kind of have a tunnel vision. They completely disregard the main pattern and the overall structure and how trends behave, because they see we've been working lower the entire day. So the trend for the day is bearish, yes. But it doesn't mean you have to sell here and force it and you have to close your eyes and just blindly sell. There's a reason to a price movement, and right now the push phase has ended and the correction phase is going to start. You can see combined with overshoot, you can see how these pushes are getting smaller and smaller. It's getting overall a little bit chopped here. Don't try to fade the breakout, just expect stronger bullish correction. I drew this channel, but there can be even a little bit messier channel, something like this. Okay, am I expecting lower high? Not really, because uptrend needs to get new high. You have some small support here building. You're coming after overshoot, the correction phase. Overall, I'm not really interested in buying because the main bias was down. So if I'm going to sell, I need to see failed second entry long or second entry short at minimum. And we don't even get it. We just keep pushing higher so strongly. Okay, you can see we're breaking the channel according to overshoot rules. And now market is too late. And you can see we have a main break of the downtrend. So you're interested in expecting new low. You have new high, first entry long, second entry long failure. And now we have lower high confirmation of the failed second entry long. You can see there's a reason why this correction depleted here. It has new high, and right now you expect new extreme to be formed. So I actually took a losing trade right here. I managed to get a nice 10-point runner on this failed second entry short, and then I took myself this second entry short with the scalp here, and the runner got unfortunately stopped out at break even. But you can see that there's a reason to price action. You can see every single time correction phase ends, you expect a little bit stronger correction. You can see this is where the correction phase is ending, and you can find the channel early. You can identify where the market is going, and you can see you just wait for the two-legged pullback to be a high probability setup. So I hope you had a great trading day. I'm going to talk to you guys next time. Take care, everybody.